Justin Clark, a freelancer for GameSpot, gave What Remains of Edith Finch a 9 out of 10. And this game's like a more narrative, linear, story-driven game. Derogatory term being walking simulator for those who like call them that, you know, like in the vein of Gone Home or Dear Esther, things like that, Firewatch. Michael, you played it last night.
I sure did.
Beat it in about 3 hours, you said?
Yep.
So hit me with it. Try it, like in a nutshell, what is this game? Because I've been confused about that.
Yeah.
So you play as Edith Finch, and it's no mystery that your family has died of really strange causes. But your job is to figure out how that happened. Because if you go to the pause menu, you open up your book, you see your family tree. And
in case you didn't know her name from the title, there it is on her journal.
Yep, Edith Finch. So you would open up her journal, and it starts off her telling you what's going on. But when you open the journal in the menu, you see your family tree and everyone's lifespans, and many of them have been cut short, and you don't know that.
The fuck? Is that the Weasley house?
It's the burrow. It's called the burrow, Mike.
The burrow, fucking flying car coming in.
Oh, it's not that.
So it's not like that at all.
Where have you been? All right.
Yeah. Well, you go through their house, and their house is basically that's what drives all the narrative. So you visit each of their rooms, and you kind of you look through their room, you read their journal entries, you look through photos, and then it'll take you to a separate gameplay element where you kind of play themselves, the person who died, and through that you find out what happened to them.
So
and there's some really strange things.
You're unraveling. It's like, is it mostly environmental storytelling? Is it in the vein of Gone Home? Because Gone Home is one of my favorite games of the past decade, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really important to me. Is it kind of in that similar?
Yeah, you get some high key Gone Home vibes from it.
When you say strange, you mean they are strange, or like atmospherically, or magic strange?
Strange as in
Doesn't the aesthetic of the house change throughout? Like someone was saying, there's a huge variety of environments, even though you're in like a house the whole time.
When you go into each person's kind of life story, that's when kind of the house changes, because you almost time travel through what happened to them at their last moments.
Okay.
So that's kind of what and going back to what you asked, like it's not very supernatural like, but strange as in it's a combination of things. Some suffer from what I think is some sort of mental illness. Some suffer from just boredom, or some are just died through accidents, and it's for you to kind of unravel. The more mysterious ones are very esoteric, and you almost have to like make up your own mind about what it means.
Did you read that?
Dad, did you read that? That was messed up.
I did not read
My
that.
grandma
Damn,
spent 7 years sharing a bedroom with her dead brother.
Yep.
Whoa.
Stuff like that.
That's not that strange.
Before we... Whoa. My he's dying, but he's in my room.
I mean, I did.
Yikes.
Before we move on to your like critiques of it, because I want to get you, now that you played through it, I know you haven't had a lot of time for it to stew. Like I said, Justin Clark's reviews up on GameSpot, but I do have a question from Twitter. Apologies for pulling out my phone for this, which you can't even see right now. But John Christian Jensen asks, which family member story and What Remains was your favorite, made the biggest impact? Can you talk about that without spoilers? Like, or like, is there like one tonally that you like?
There is one that stood out very clear to me.
For like personal reasons, or is it like a horror thing? I heard there's some horror elements to this game.
There are some horror elements, but it's not nothing like Resident Evil 7. But in terms of the one that stood out to me, damn, I forgot his name because I just played it yesterday. But it's towards the end when you get to the top of the house. It has, how do I not spoil this though? You play as him. He's like he works in the cannery, so he's like cutting up fish for his job.
Naturally.
But his mind travels elsewhere throughout his job because he has a mundane job, and he has like a really wild imagination.
It's like The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Sure. My bad. I'm not.
No, that's fine. Don't spoil it. You're good.
But then what I really like about it.
What?
Yeah. Well,
is this the
that's
grandma?
another thing.
This is the grandma.
Jean-Luc accidentally pulled up Eagle Flight footage for this. Let's get back to Edith Finch. Thank you, Jean-Luc.
No, this is part of it. Oh, it's
That's
so
life.
cute.
Eat that shit.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Good.
Get in there. Guys, you hungry now?
Is this United?
Oh, speaking of hungry.
What?
She's,
Yeah, is this everything?
I was gonna say this is everything now.
Oh, okay.
This part actually made me laugh really hard.
That should have, you're a normal human being with
It's so cute. It's like
with half a brain. This should make you laugh.
It's so cute though.
I mean,
but
he's
yeah, this is
dying.
really weird stuff, and it's a combination of moments like this where you're happy and laughing and it's silly, but then you're hit with like,
Okay, so what?
like,
Okay,
you're done.
I'm gonna interject here. So something we talked about with Everything a while back was like the comedy didn't always mix with the more like introspective stuff. It sounds like with Edith Finch, it meshes better, or the tonal shifts didn't jar you as much, right? Like from what you're saying, it sounds like they mesh well together. God, I can't get over this shark.
Yeah, this is one of the more strange. I keep saying that word, but it's really weird. Yeah,
It's out there.
But each sequence makes you do a different gameplay thing, so it's not like you're turned into an animal all the time.
Right. But like those shifts from like this sort of thing versus my grandma slept next to her dead brother or whatever, like that doesn't, is that jarring at all?
I mean, I kind of expected this to be out there, and then you turn into a
Mike
snake.
likes this. It's just a rope, dude.
I don't like it.
No, that's a snake, man.
Shut up.
It's hard to talk about without spilling the beans, because part of the enjoyment is discovering what am I going to turn into when I unravel this person's story or hit this, like my uncle who did this. So each sequence is very different. It tells a different story, but it all ends up very sad. Like even the happy moments result in death. Like that's no mystery.
Because everybody's dead.
Yeah, all y'all is dead. So it's no mystery that they are dead. It's just how they died and what they left for the family is what you want to uncover. And yeah, I was gonna say something about how I felt about how the ending kind of brings everything together, but I ain't gonna say that because
In terms of pacing, did you ever get bored during this? I mean, it's 3 hours long, but did it kind of earn all those minutes?
it did. Yeah, there was never a part where it's like, oh, I gotta get through this part. This is like so boring. There's one critique I do have of it is that some of the parts, like the movement itself, is very slow, and it's kind of like, when am I gonna get to this end of the room?
Did you remember Everybody's Gone to the Rapture?
That was the game that was
reviewed.
initially. This game reminded me of it.
Yeah.
It's very much like that.
All the heavy text, kind of like I don't know, like Bloom.
Yeah.
I remember Marty Sleva from IGN did not know that you could run in that game, and so
Right.
it was like
A lot of
extra
people
slow. Yeah, like it was like a mystery run button. So yeah, that's what I thought of too. Because
Ain't no sprinting in this game. But I mean, it's fine. I think sometimes it works to its advantage because I want to stop in the rooms and look at the books that are there, the photos, the scribbled notes.
Stop and smell the photos.
It's
Exactly, yeah.
It sounds like there's a
Smell
lot
good.
of environmental storytelling in addition to like, because sometimes I feel like words coming up on the screen can be heavy-handed, like especially when it's like,
Yeah, that's one thing I appreciate about this game. It's not heavy-handed. It doesn't like tell you everything like, oh, this person died because of this. It's more like, this is what happened. It's up to you to decide what that means to you. So
But the overt narration, the written text doesn't get in the way. I mean, the reason I love Gone Home is because they didn't have any of that if you didn't want to pick something up and read it.
it's not text heavy though. Like you'll see on screen, Edith will think to herself, and that will be displayed in text on the screen. But it's usually like a sentence or two. It's not like she goes into this exposition and monologue. Cool. So yeah, the pacing is aight.
Cool.
Good 30 minutes, a good 3 hours.
Yeah, tough game to talk about without spoiling, but if you all watching on Twitch or YouTube want to go check out our review, Justin Clark, a freelancer for GameSpot, has it up on GameSpot now. Gave it a 9 out of 10. It's getting good scores across the board, and it's like 3 hours. What'd you play on PC?
PC, yeah.
And you can go check that out today if you want. That is out. And we'll be able to maybe talk about it more. If you have gotten a chance to play it, let me know in the chat, and we can just don't spoil anything because I want to play it.